Hey everyone, Roshi's here. Today we're taking a look at even Xenan. I use this list to push ranks. Seems to be one of the more straightforward versions of Xenan. Recently, with the Merry Mandrake nerf, I was looking for another list to play with similar, a similar style, but maybe with cards that don't just die to torch. And this was what I came to. Very solid list, and definitely gets the job done. This version is very greedy, but probably don't come here for for those non-greedy lists. But let's just take a look at some of the cards and what's going on. Desert Alchemist, Even-Handed Golem, Vine Grafter, Aramot's Designs, and Send an Agent will really help us hold down the fort early on in the game. Golem can block and draw some cards, while Desert Alchemist will trade and make sure we hit our power drops. Vine Grafter comes down, it's just annoying to deal with, and then can get us a nice little toolbox out of our market. We are playing Severin. There's no Reaps in here. You don't really need them. He'll stabilize quite well just on his own. So no need to include Reap just because we're playing Severin. Comes down, he'll gain you 6 life, and then when the griefs start coming back around, they'll gain you even more life, and if he's not dealt with, he'll put a lot of pressure on your opponent, so that's what he's there for. Because he's in our market, we can still get away with having Even-Handed Golem in our deck. Just be careful, if your Void gets shuffled back in and you have a 7-drop in there, your Golems will shut off. Kozlo really helps slow down any sort of aggro coming at you, blowing away a good deal of attackers, and very, very unexpected. Kozlo does not see enough love. And then when he attacks, he'll fill your Void quite nicely, which helps out with our Katras and our Hourglasses. So Kozlo kind of fulfills that role. Speaking of Katra, we'll slam her. We're playing 8 Vows. And she'll come down and give us a little ramp and push us straight into Ikaria. All of our power gives us Shadow, so we'll be able to play Ikaria as soon as you have the power to cast her, basically, in this deck. And once you're at 6 power, you can slam your Ikaria. She'll come down, blow up a site, blow up a unit, stabilize, and if they kill it, it just pops their hand. So she's very excellent. I shouldn't have to explain that. Azindel, just the ultimate top-end monster. If your deck doesn't have the answers, well, maybe theirs will. Against aggro, you'll be able to slam a bunch of like cheap removal and units, and that'll bog down the board, and any mid-range or value matchups, and you start just ripping some of their bombs, and the game is going to be over quite fast. Hourglass, this is basically Katra's 5 and 6. I prefer Katra herself because she's just such a massive threat on her own, in addition to being getting power back. But Hourglass will work the whole game, so you can slam this, and it's actually very helpful in any sort of discard matchup. If they're playing Fell Rocks or any sort of mutual discard, Hourglass can really help there. Speaking Circle, this card does literally everything. It blows up sites, it's removal. Sometimes you just play this and you just try and rip a removal spell, you kill one thing, and then they spend their whole turn attacking your site, and that's fine. Like, that is completely okay. Your opponent just spent their whole turn attacking their site instead of your face, you got a little value out of it, maybe you killed a site with it. This card is excellent. Even in its nerfed state, I would still run it. Aramot's Designs, this is as straightforward as it gets. There's tons of all-in aggro decks playing 1-drops and 2-drops. We're going to just blow these out of the water with Aramot's Designs. We're going to want this card every single game against those matchups. And with this and Kozlo, we have a ton of redundancy at slowing down any sort of go-wide strategy and taking over the game from there. Exploit, we're playing 4. It's just one of the best ways to control any sort of combo opponent. Pick apart a key piece or a key removal spell at a good time, or just take away a threat that you don't want to deal with. Exploit does all of that and more. Petition, just power fixing. You know, we're pretty greedy with this list. Trying to play as Zindals and Speaking Circles and Ikarias on time, so Petition will help you get there. Send an Agent, it is one of the most ridiculous removal spells we've ever been given, and I will continue to play 4 in every single Xenan deck for a long time, I imagine. For the market, we've got Annihilate in case we need an extra removal spell, very cheap with our Vine Grafter. Corrupt, kind of just a tech card. If your opponent's playing a lot of removal, you play Corrupt and you can get some good value out of it for cheap. One of the key things of Vine Grafter is once you've spent 2 power to play the Grafter and 3 power to alt, you don't have a lot of mana open. So if you're looking for a really fast tempo play, these cheaper cards will really help you get there. If you're looking to set up for, like, if you're not already on board though, and you're looking to set up for later, something like Severin or Kroll or Pale Rider's Timepiece can help with that. But Corrupt and Annihilate will help, get you some tempo whenever you're playing those. And that's the list. Trying to keep these quick. If you like this content, please subscribe. It will help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And, it'll just make me happy every time I get them on my phone. These alerts just pop in and it's like, hey, you got a subscriber, and my day is immediately better. So if you'd like to invest in my happiness, drop a subscribe. Have a good day, everyone.